Nick Gulas and Roy Welch present the classic matches, from newspaper articles, big wrestling cards, and program articles featuring thrilling matches, the classic wrestling era.
Tonight, Nashville wrestling fans are in for a tremendous tag team battle as the legendary Fargo brothers reunite once again. Roughhouse Fargo returns to Nashville to join forces with his brother, the popular Jackie Fargo, in a highly anticipated semi-final match. Standing across the ring will be one of the toughest teams ever to compete in the Mid-South Territory, the Mighty Yankees. After a successful tour across the United States, the Yankees are back in Nashville with one goal in mind: to dominate the tag team ranks and prove they deserve a shot at championship gold. Fans remember the Mighty Yankees as a rugged and relentless team that left a lasting impression wherever they wrestled. Their size, strength, and aggressive style have earned them victories from coast to coast. But the Fargo brothers are no strangers to tough competition. Jackie Fargo has long been one of the most beloved stars in professional wrestling, while Roughhouse Fargo is famous for his wild, unpredictable style and never-say-die attitude inside the ring. When these two celebrated brothers join forces, excitement is guaranteed. The Fargo brothers will be looking to send the fans home happy, while the Mighty Yankees are determined to spoil the reunion and continue their march toward the top of the tag team division. Don't miss this classic showdown as Jackie and Roughhouse Fargo battle the Mighty Yankees in what could be the most exciting match of the evening. Be there when the action explodes in Nashville.
Fans, get ready. Tonight at 8:30 p.m., the action explodes at the Coliseum with one of the most anticipated wrestling cards in years. For the first time in 8 years, a wild grudge 8-man tag team battle takes center stage. The feared interns, led by the unpredictable Dr. Ken Rami and Bobby Hart, step into the ring to face a powerhouse team featuring fan favorites Len Rossi, Johnny Walker, Tojo Yamamoto, and the young sensation Jerry Jarrett. Bad blood has been building for months, and tonight it all comes to a head. 8 men enter the ring, but only one side will leave with bragging rights. Expect hard-hitting action, fierce rivalries, and non-stop excitement from the opening bell. And that's not all. In a special one-fall attraction, the popular Johnny Long squares off against the rugged Joe Sky in a match that could steal the show. Both men are determined to prove they're among the toughest competitors in professional wrestling. Presented by matchmakers Nick Gulas and Roy Welch, tonight's wrestling spectacular promises thrills, drama, and unforgettable action for fans of all ages. Don't miss it. Professional wrestling tonight at the Coliseum, 8:30 p.m. Be there when history is made. And remember, you can watch live studio wrestling every Saturday afternoon from 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. on WHNT-TV Channel 19.
Tonight, we take a trip back to the golden age of professional wrestling on Nashville's WSIX-TV Channel 8. At 9:30 p.m., fans were treated to one of the most exciting television wrestling cards of the era. Headlining the program was a wild tag team battle featuring the legendary Fargo brothers, Jackie Fargo and Don Fargo, taking on the rugged team of Don and Luke Fields. The Fargo brothers were known throughout the South for their flashy style, quick moves, and ability to electrify a crowd. Standing in their way were the powerful Fields brothers, determined to prove they could defeat one of wrestling's most famous teams. But the action didn't stop there. The women's division was also showcased with a spectacular tag team encounter featuring 4 of the nation's top female wrestlers. Fan favorite Miss Cora Combs teamed with Miss Kay Noble to face the formidable duo of Mrs. Pancho Villa and Miss Laura Martinez. Cora Combs was one of the biggest stars in women's wrestling, drawing crowds across America with her toughness, athletic ability, and championship-caliber performances. This historic television card delivered excitement from start to finish, proving why live wrestling on Channel 8 became a weekly tradition for fans throughout Middle Tennessee. Action, drama, rivalries, and unforgettable moments. This was professional wrestling at its finest on WSIX-TV, Nashville's home for wrestling excitement. Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans, get ready for one of the most exciting nights in professional wrestling history at the Auditorium this Monday night. Headlining the card is a spectacular battle of the masked teams. There will be no time limit and no disqualification. One team is guaranteed to be unmasked before the night is over. The mysterious spoilers, led by the devious manager Saul Weingeroff, will collide with the interns, managed by Dr. Ken Ramey, in a match that promises drama, action, and shocking revelations. Also on the card, fan favorites Johnny Walker and Jackie Fargo take on the dangerous team of Tojo Yamamoto and Bobby Hart in a clash of wrestling styles and personalities that could steal the show. In another featured bout, the rugged Don Green squares off against the young and determined Jerry Jarrett in a battle of strength, skill, and determination. Plus, Herb Welch and Levon Stone meet Joe Sky and Billy Hines in tag team action that is sure to keep the crowd on the edge of their seats. This tremendous wrestling event is presented by promoters Nick Gulas, Roy Welch, and Bert Bates. Don't miss your chance to witness the action live. And remember, you can watch live studio wrestling every Saturday afternoon on WHBQ TV Channel 13 from 3:30 until 5 o'clock. Be there Monday night at the Auditorium, where the stars of professional wrestling will battle for glory, pride, and victory in the ring.
Wait a minute, what? I think the airlines messed up with my boys. My boys all messed up with the airlines. I don't know whether. Yes. But I tell you what.
Forfeited.
No. I challenge. I like to challenge him.
Judge Mantel says great as far as he's concerned. Well, they're both in the tournament. As a matter of fact, Tojo won just a little bit earlier. Yamamoto started off with salt.
Threw salt in his eyes right there before they had a chance to get in the ring, before he got in the ring. Judge Mantel against Tojo Yamamoto, tournament match. Tojo won his match earlier. Tojo with a chop. That's Mantel back in the turnbuckle. That's scheduled to go against Masafuji, one of Tojo's Japanese tag team members. Tojo says that they are not here, that their airline schedules got messed up, and he's going to step in there instead. Dutch Mantel finally got his shirt off, and boy, he takes after Tojo. Tojo whipped into the ropes. Dutch with a foot to the midsection, and Dutch jumping up and down on Tojo. We're a minute into the action. Here they come, Onita and Fuji. Tojo disqualified.
Yeah, and there's his mysterious boys who weren't there.
Yeah. Airline problems, huh? Masafuji, Onita holding up Dutch. Masafuji hitting him with that fighting stick. Tojo with instruction. You know, he's telling Fuji on the ropes, with the stick.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans across Middle Tennessee, get ready for an unforgettable night of excitement on WSIX TV Channel 8. Tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m., the action comes alive with a spectacular card featuring some of the most unusual and entertaining attractions ever seen on television wrestling. First, witness the mysterious and courageous wrestling star known as the Tar Tamir, a strange and feared competitor who has captured the imagination of fans everywhere. This masked sensation steps into the spotlight against the massive 400-pound Mighty Atlas in a clash of strength, courage, and determination. Then, the excitement continues with a special five-girl wrestle royal. Watch as Miss Penny Bacon, Lisa, Betty Curtis, Mary Pasavich, Patty Homer, Susan, and Miss May Cummins battle it out in a wild, over-the-top rope elimination contest. Only one woman will remain standing when the action comes to an end. Plus, additional two-girl matches featuring some of the most popular female wrestling stars in the country. And in the men's main event, the incredible Mighty Atlas faces the dangerous Boris Zukov. Atlas, famous for his amazing feats of strength, promises another one-man display of power that has to be seen to be believed. Don't miss all the thrills, all the excitement, and all the action tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. on WSIX Tone TV Channel 8. Professional wrestling at its finest. Only.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans, tonight at the Coliseum, witness one of the most brutal and anticipated battles of the year. In the main event, it's a grudge tag team showdown. The masked terror duo of Mephisto and Dante, accompanied by Saul Wangeroff, collide with the popular team of Len Rossi and Buddy Wayne. Because of his constant interference, Saul Wangeroff will be locked inside a steel cage at ringside, unable to help his men. Will that be enough to stop the devious tactics of Mephisto and Dante? Plus, a wild 7-man battle royal. 7 wrestlers in the ring at one time, every man fighting for himself, and only one man left standing when the dust settles. Featuring Saul Wangeroff, Johnny Walker, Chief White Eagle, Tom Drake, Sandor Jackson, the Mighty Yankees, and more. 3 additional matches will be made from the Battle Royal eliminations, guaranteeing a night packed with action from start to finish. Don't miss the world's greatest professional wrestling, tonight at the Coliseum. Be there when the bell rings.
Ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday night at 8:30 p.m., professional wrestling returns to the auditorium with one of the most explosive cards ever presented. In a grudge tag team battle you can't afford to miss, Tojo Yamamoto and Johnny Long square off against Johnny Walker and Bob Ramstead. Then, in what many are calling the grudge tag battle of the year, the dangerous Great Mephisto and Dante collide with the powerful team of Len Rossi and Don Carson. The NWA Southern Tag Team Championship will be on the line as champions Joe and Bill Sky defend their titles against the Masked Destroyer and Al Green. And in the main event, a return grudge battle with no time limit and no disqualification. If Mac York fails to defeat Herb Welch, he will throw $200 into the crowd. That's right, $200. Don't miss this action-packed night of professional wrestling at the auditorium. Be there Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. and witness the excitement live.
Getting pretty scary out there. They're glorifying the horrifying. It's very chilling. Don't be willing when it gets frightening. Keep on
the old fairgrounds when Nick Gulas brought the toughest men around. Tojo Fargo Rossi putting on a show, screaming for the interns, watching freedoms go. The mighty Yankees fighting for the gold, the greatest stories that were ever told. Oh, that's my fairgrounds wrestling, that good old fairgrounds wrestling.
Well, that's all for today, wrestling fans. Hope you enjoyed the show. I am Grady Reeves, signing off, and see you Monday morning for Morning Folks.